Hello friends, Lewis here again. Today I want to talk about goal setting and why it is so important for you to be able to move forward in life. Now, for years I've struggled to create goals for myself and work towards those goals. And if you don't have a goal or a target or somewhere you want to go, then how do you know whether you're going to get there or not? It sounds like a really obvious thing, and I guess that's one of the themes of the channel, is that, modern day advice, guru advice is very simple. If you boil it down, most advice is pretty simple, but I think us humans are not necessarily the most clever creatures, and we need reminders often. And so this is my reminder to me for the future. And if you see any value in it, then that's great as well. If you don't have a goal, if you don't have a destination, then you can't get there. And I think lots of us are really good at sort of doing the complex logistics around how to plan those goals out in sort of granular detail, but maybe not necessarily as good as sort of choosing the goals in the first place. I think that takes a lot more time and effort, because you really have to dig deep, right? You have to really interrogate your life and figure out what you want from it, and take stock of where you currently are and figure out, where do I really want to be, and doing that takes time. So, something that obviously helps is writing down a current state of play. Where are you at right now? What does that look like? What do you like about it? What do you dislike about it? You can do that for everything as well. You can do it for relationships, you can do it for physical health, you can do it for mental well-being, you can do it in your career, and you probably should do it, on all of those fronts regularly. Depending on where you are in life, though, maybe some of them matter more than others. If you're having a really hard time in a relationship or multiple relationships, maybe start there. If you're having a really difficult time with your finances and you don't know how to get ahead, and you don't know how to pay for things, and you don't know how to allocate your time and resources to be able to progress in life and lead a better life, maybe start there. And if you're really struggling at work and you're not enjoying what you do, or you're finding it particularly stressful on a day-to-day basis, maybe start there. As you start to write these different goals down, or as you start to write down these different play-by-play examples of where your life's at, you'll start to see some common patterns. Hopefully you'll start to see some common patterns, and if you identify what those patterns are and then try and figure out, whether they're a positive influence or a negative influence, or a neutral influence on your life, you can start to figure out which ones you should include more of. So now that we've gone through and we've done a bit of analysis on our current life and our current existence, we can start to think about the gap between where that is and how to get to that new future desired state, because you've got 2 points or many points on a page, and you can figure out how to get there. Now, it might not be immediately obvious how to get there. You might need to spend some time talking to people. You might need to spend some time reading some books. You might need to do some podcasts, read some podcasts, listen to some podcasts. You might need to read some books to better understand the different states or the different destinations that you want to get to. Maybe that's financial safety, maybe that's mental well-being, maybe that's losing some weight, maybe that's starting new relationships, or rebooting old relationships. And now that you've got a target that you want to sort of work towards, you can start to layer on the different ways of getting there. I think a lot of people get caught up with the paper process of trying to define and plan these different goals. And if that's what you need to like put it into place, then so be it. But it can also be a blocker. It can be a thing that distracts you from actually getting the job done. So